Hello, hello everyone. Let's wait for about 3 or 4 minutes. Let everyone join in, and then we proceed. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in. 2 more minutes. Let's wait for another 2 more minutes. Yes, let's wait for another 2 more minutes. Let everyone join in. Let's wait for another minute, and then we start off. All right. Welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform that gives you a world of courses, resources, content, live and recorded sessions to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Also, welcome to Crack CA Exams with us, which is a vertical and channel of Unacademy that caters to the students of CA Foundation and Intermediate in their pursuit and journey of preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations by providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. So come, let's crack CA exams with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. Welcome to this session today. Before we proceed, a brief introduction about the educator today. Hello, I'm Prathik Gupta. I am a Bachelor of Commerce from Christ College, Bangalore University. I am an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, an associate member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and a law graduate from Karnataka State Law University. Currently a practicing chartered accountant and also a visiting faculty for CA subjects and an educator for CA students both offline and online. Prior to starting on my own, I worked with SR Bartley Boy and Associates, that is the Indian member firm of Ernst & Young Global in the Audit and Assurance Department, and Ernst & Young India, EY India, in the Mergers and Acquisitions Department. I also worked with the Manipal Group in Bangalore as the corporate controller of their Indian entity and their German subsidiary located in Frankfurt, Germany. It was only after I got back from Frankfurt, Germany that I decided to start something on my own, and that gave me an opportunity to become an educator, which today in turn has given me this opportunity to take this session for you young, bright and enthusiastic CA aspirants. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and anytime during my session, in case you have any questions, queries, observations or discussions, please feel free in dropping a line and I will take up the matter for problem solving or discussion matters as soon as possible. Okay, you can also look me up. Just one second. You can also look me up with my name, Prathik Gupta, on Unacademy, on YouTube. You find many other sessions that I've taken on the YouTube channel of Unacademy to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. So please go through those sessions, and after going through them, in case you have any questions or queries, you can always get back to me. All right. Now, Unacademy caters to its students to 3 platforms. One is YouTube, then you have special classes, and then you have its premium platform, that is the Plus platform, which is a payment-based subscription model, more about which we will be talking now. Now, YouTube sessions are what you're attending right now. They're absolutely free of cost, but then they allow you or they provide you great material to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Similarly, special classes are conducted on the Unacademy Learning App, again, which are absolutely free of cost, but they are very valuable in terms of your preparation for your CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Now let's talk about the premium platform of Unacademy. That's the Plus platform, which is a payment-based subscription model. Now, I personally recommend you and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible because of the following reasons. Firstly, it conducts daily live classes where you get to chat with your educator, engage in discussions, ask your doubts and answer polls. All this while the class is going on. Yes, you heard it right. All this while the class is going on. You do not need to wait for the end of the session, a couple of days after the session, or the end of the week, or fix up an appointment with your educator. You can clear your doubts and discuss matters with your educator then and there without wasting any time. It's as good as lifting your hand up in a live classroom and your educator will address your queries or your concerns. The second reason why I encourage you and recommend you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the live tests and quizzes it conducts on a regular basis, which help you to evaluate your preparation, and it also conducts various mock tests to get a detailed analysis of your performance. Now, you might ask, why do we require this evaluation and analysis? Please remember, when you're preparing for a professional examination, you really need to know from time to time what is your level of preparation, which areas you're prepared, which areas you're not prepared, which areas you require specialized help, and things like that. So basically, it helps in breaking up your preparation into 3 areas. It helps to break up your preparation into your strong areas, your not so strong areas, and your weak areas, so that whatever limited time for preparation you have, you can spend that time accordingly on those areas. In the sense, more time on your more time on your weak areas, a little lesser time on your not so strong areas, and less time on your strong areas, until a time where your weak areas and your not so strong areas eventually become your strong areas. So thereby it results in minimization of time, minimization of wastage of time, and maximization of utilization of time. The third reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the structured courses it provides. All the courses are structured and in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it, which simply means that all the Plus courses provided on the Plus platform of Unacademy are in line with your exam syllabus. And once you complete the Plus course on the Plus platform, you can rest assured that you've completed the syllabus of your examination without missing out on any important or major points. And lastly, and most importantly, the one subscription to the Plus platform of Unacademy gives you unlimited access to all the recorded courses to watch from the comfort of any of your devices, which simply means the one subscription to the Plus platform of Unacademy gives you unlimited access to all the live and recorded special classes and all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Not only this, you can view all these live and recorded sessions from your mobile phone, laptop, tablet or desktop as the case may be. You can also view it 24/7 without any timing restrictions, that 10 to 5 or 10 to 6, any time of the day, midnight or early in the morning, whenever you find the time and you feel the need to study for your examination, you can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App and make use of it. And not only this, you can also access this information from anywhere. By anywhere, I mean you could be at home, you could be coming back home from work, or you could be going to work and you have some time, or you're waiting for someone for a meeting, or you're on a vacation, or you are at your native place and you want to prepare for your examinations. You can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App and make use of all the resources and contents given to you, which will help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. All that is required is a data plan or an internet connection, which all of us are blessed today. So keeping these points out of the many other reasons in mind, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Okay? Now, like I spoke about the special classes and the Plus courses, they are available on this app called the Unacademy Learning App. So for those of you who have downloaded the Unacademy Learning App and are using it, I thank you very much. And I request your support in the future as well. And for those of you who have not yet downloaded the Unacademy Learning App, I request you to go to your Play Store on the mobile phone, download the Unacademy Learning App, put in your mobile number, put in your OTP and register on the Unacademy Learning App. It's as simple as this with no complications or problems. Okay, now what do you get once you register on the Unacademy Learning App? You get access to all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer in order to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. It also gives you access to all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. So please go out there, make use of this Unacademy Learning App, download it, register on it using your mobile phone and the OTP sent to that, and also spread the word around to the people known to you and around you. Help them download the Unacademy Learning App on their mobile phones, help them register on it with their mobile number and OTP, and make use of all the resources that Unacademy has to offer to them in order to help them in their preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Please take about 30 seconds, go through this slide, and then we proceed. Any questions? Please ask. Okay, then like I told you, the Plus platform of Unacademy is a premium platform of Unacademy, and this is a payment-based subscription model which has various subscription packages for the various examinations. Similarly, you have subscription packages for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination, which are as follows. So the CA Foundation and Intermediate subscription packages provided by the Plus platform of Unacademy are as follows. The packages provided are for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and 24 months. The 1 month package costs you about 3,500. The 3 month package costs you about 8,750. The 6-month package costs you about 14,000. The 12 months package costs you about 17,500, and the 24 months package costs about 21,000 rupees. Now please remember, this is the listed price of these packages. So before you make the payment of the package of your choice, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, that's me, to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. I repeat, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. So the after discount price of the various packages are as follows. The 1-month package will cost you rupees 3150. The 3-month package will cost you rupees 7875. The 6-month package will cost you rupees 12,600. The 12 months package will cost you rupees 15,750, and the 24 months package will cost you rupees 18,900. So you see immediately there is a savings of 10% that you made when you used my code, that is Prathik, Prathik. Now, I will personally recommend you to start off with the 12 months package at least, if not the 24 months, for the following 2 reasons. Firstly, it is cost effective if you compare it with the 1-month package, and which will give you great cost savings. And secondly, and most importantly, since the CA Foundation and intermediate courses is provided to you in one package, a 12 months package will be very beneficial for you because it covers the entire duration of those courses, as it normally takes about 12 months for you to prepare and clear the CA Foundation and intermediate examination. So if you're getting a package that covers both these courses at a very cost effective price, I think that's a good deal. But having said this, you're free to choose the package of your choice. But before you make the payment, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. You can also avail the option of no cost EMI on 6 months, 12 months and 24 months packages, just in case you do not wish to make the payment at one shot. The payment options available to you are internet banking, debit card, credit card, and also the coins that you have accumulated while watching the special classes can be redeemed while you make use of the or apply for the plus course. All right, please take about a minute on this and let me know. I'll just get some water. Yeah. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. We're discussing revision test papers on company law. Revision test papers on business law. Yes? Your name? Can I know your name? Okay. Now, like I told you, the special classes are all available on the Unacademy Learning App. So here are the snapshots of few of the many special classes that I've conducted on the Unacademy Learning App, which will help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate Examination. The sessions are on revision test papers, the Sale of Goods Act, the Indian Contracts Act, the Companies Act. In addition to this, partnership accounts, accounts of NPOs, and then final accounts of entities, consignment accounts, goods sent on approval or a return basis. All these are there on the Unacademy Learning App as special classes. So I request you to go to my profile and go type in Prathik Gupta and look for these sessions, go through them, and always let me know in case you have any questions or queries. All right. Similarly, here I've given you the links to few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning App. You can either click on these links or copy and paste these links on the browser to take you directly to the special class on the Unacademy Learning App. The special classes are on the Indian Contracts Act, the Sale of Goods Act, the Indian Partnership Act, the Limited Liability Partnership Act, the Companies Act, Basics of Communication, Accounting Concepts, and Revision Test Papers issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. All right, so please take about a minute, go through these. Any questions, please ask me. Take a minute, please, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Okay, so let's start off with the revision test papers, November 2020 Business Law Part 3. Now, how I will phrase is we'll go through the questions, I will read the question, explain the answer to you, and then I'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes to go through it. And then in case you have any questions, you can always ask me. Okay, that's the way we will do it. Part 1 and 2 was done yesterday, where we did discuss a lot of questions. So whatever we have done yesterday, we will not be repeating that. We'll start from where we stopped yesterday. All right, any questions you have in the meantime, please ask me. We did question 3, question 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and I think we stopped here with 11. So let's start off with question number 11. No, sorry, question number 12. All right. So the topic under discussion is Limited Liability Partnership Act. The question, what do you mean by designated partner? And whether it is mandatory to appoint designated partner in an LLP. The answer, designated partner. Designated partner means any partner designated as such pursuant to Section 7 of the LLP Act. According to Section 7 of the LLP Act, every LLP shall have at least 2 designated partners who are individuals, and at least one of them shall be a resident in India. All right, so as per the Section 7 of the LLP Act 2008, every LLP shall have at least 2 designated partners who are individuals, and at least one of them shall be resident in India. Obviously, he shall be responsible for the compliances with respect to the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. If in the LLP all the partners are body corporates, or in which one or more partners are individuals and body corporates, at least 2 individuals who are partners of such LLP or nominees of such body corporate shall act as designated partners. So please remember, only natural persons can be a designated partner. A body corporate cannot be a designated partner. So either it should be a normal person, or it will be a nominee of that body corporate who shall be a designated partner. But any LLP will have at least 2 designated partners. Okay, then third, resident of India. For the purpose of this section, the term resident in India means a person who has stayed in India for a period not less than 182 days during the immediately preceding year. So the designated partner should be a resident in India. At least one of them should be a resident of India. Now, what do you mean by resident of India? Who has been in India for a period of 182 days or more during the immediately preceding 1 year. Okay, so this is about a designated partner. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Go through this carefully. This is a revision test paper. This is a revision test paper. Take about 2 or 3 minutes more. Take about 2 more minutes. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Any questions, please ask. Take about a minute more. All right, let's move to the next question. Now we go to the Companies Act 2013. Okay, Anil formed a one-person company on 16th April 2018 for manufacturing electric cars. The turnover of the OPC for the financial year ended 31st March 2019 was about 2.25 crores. His friend Sunil wanted to invest in his OPC, so they decided to convert it voluntarily into a private limited company. Now the question is, can Anil do so? Okay, now Mr. Anil formed an OPC on first. OPC means a one-person company in which there is only one member. So it was formed on 16th April 2018 for manufacturing electric cars. The turnover of the OPC for the financial year ended 31st March 2019 was about 2.25 crores. Okay, and his friend Sunil wanted to invest into the company. So obviously, if he wants to invest, he has to be a member. But in an OPC, you can have only one member. So they decided to convert it voluntarily into a private limited company. Now the question is, can Anil do so? Okay, so let's look at the answer. As per provisions of the sub rule 7 of rule 3 of the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014, an OPC cannot convert voluntarily into any kind of company unless 2 years have expired from the date of its incorporation, except except threshold limit, that is paid up capital is increased beyond 50 lakhs, or its average turnover during the relevant period exceeds 2 crores. So one of these three conditions has to be fulfilled. Now, what are the three conditions? The company should have been into existence for at least 2 years from the date of incorporation. The threshold, the paid up capital should have increased beyond 50 lakhs, or its average annual turnover during the relevant period exceeds 2 crores. So if any of these conditions are fulfilled, only then can a OPC be converted into a private limited company. So now let's look at the instant case. In the instant case, Mr. Anil formed an OPC on 16th April 2018. Okay, and we are talking about 31st March 2019. So has 2 years lapsed since its time of incorporation? No. And its turnover for the financial year ended 31st March is 2.25 crores. So even though 2 years have not expired from the date of its incorporation, since its average annual turnover during the period starting from 16th April 2018 to 31st March 2019 has exceeded rupees 2 crores, Mr. Anil can convert the OPC into a private limited company along with Sunil. So based on the third condition of its turnover being more than 2 crores, the OPC can be converted into a private limited company, but its period of existence is not more than 2 years, and its paid up capital is not more than 50 lakhs. So those two conditions are not fulfilled, but based on its last condition that the turnover is more than 2 crores, the OPC can convert to a private limited company. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this carefully, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this carefully. Any questions, please ask. I'm taking it nice and easy so that you can understand it, and you can also ask me any questions that you may have. Any questions, please ask. Taking another minute. Any questions? Any questions? Please ask. Any questions? Please ask. All right. Let's move to question number 14. Okay, explain clearly the doctrine of indoor management as applicable in cases of companies registered under the Companies Act 2013. Explain the circumstances in which an outsider dealing with the company cannot claim relief on the ground of indoor management. Okay, so there are two parts to this question. Firstly, we need to explain the doctrine of indoor management as applicable in cases of companies registered under the Companies Act 2013. And then we need to explain the circumstances in which an outsider dealing with the company cannot claim relief under the doctrine ground of indoor management. Okay, so let's look at the answer. The doctrine of indoor management, the Companies Act 2013. According to the doctrine of indoor management, the outsiders dealing with the company, though, are supposed to have satisfied themselves regarding the competence of the company to enter into the proposed contracts, are also entitled to assume that as far as the internal compliances to procedures and regulations by the company is concerned, everything has been done properly. They are bound to examine the registered documents of the company and ensure that the proposed dealings is not inconsistent therewith, but they are not bound to do more. They are fully entitled to presume regularity and compliance by the company with the internal procedures as required by the memorandum and the articles. The doctrine is a limitation of the doctrine of constructive notice and popularly known as the rule laid down in the case of Royal British Bank versus Turquoise. Thus, the doctrine of indoor management aims to protect outsiders against the company. Okay, now let's break this up. Now, see, always remember what are the public documents of a company. The public documents of a company is the memorandum and the articles, right? So, any person who's dealing with the company can obtain a copy of the MOA and the AOA from the company, or if not the company, from the registrar of companies by making a small payment. Now, whereas when they check the memorandum of association, the companies get to know the objects of the company as to what activities the company is authorized to do, so what activities the company is not authorized to conduct. Okay, so your memorandum contains the activities of the companies or the objectives of the companies, but your articles of association contain the internal procedures that a company is supposed to follow, that like mean holding meetings, appointment of directors, appointment of shareholders or transfer of shares, transmission of shares, appointment of auditors, and many other things like that. So when a person checks the memorandum of association for the objectives of the company to see whether that activity can be carried on by the company or not, he is not bound to know whether the internal procedures with regard to something have been carried on by the company or not, whether they have carried on the board of directors meeting, whether the resolution is passed, whether the director was appointed properly, whether the person anything. So the person dealing with the company need not know about all this unless and until he has certain doubts to do so. All right, so that is what you mean by doctrine of indoor management. A person dealing with the company need not necessarily find out whether the internal procedures of the company as laid down in its articles of association have been followed. All right, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 or 3 minutes. Please take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this carefully. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take around 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Take your time, read it carefully. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Okay. Now, the above mentioned doctrine of indoor management or Turquoise rule has limitations of its own. That is to say, it is inapplicable in the following cases. So, in the following cases, the doctrine of indoor management or the Turquoise rule is not applicable. Those are actual or constructive knowledge of the irregularity. So, the rule does not protect any person when the person dealing with the company has noticed whether actual or constructive of the irregularity. So, if a person, external person who's dealing with the company, has a notice that the internal procedures have not been followed and still he goes ahead with the transaction or that particular activity, then he cannot take the shelter under the doctrine of indoor management. Okay, the next one is suspicion of irregularity. Now, the doctrine is in no way rewards those who behave negligently, where the person dealing with the company is put upon an inquiry, for example, where the transaction is unusual or not in the ordinary course of business. It is the duty of the outsider to make an inquiry. So when a person dealing with the company has his own doubts that a particular transaction is not does not look normal or it's not being done usually, then in case he's got a suspicion and he still goes ahead, then he cannot take the shelter again under a doctrine of indoor management. Okay, and then forgery. The doctrine of indoor management applies only to irregularities which might otherwise affect a transaction, but it cannot apply to forgery, which must be regarded as nullity. Okay, so if there is any transaction that has been carried out by the company by forgery, then even the doctrine of indoor management cannot hold it good, as any transaction under a forgery is not at all valid or acceptable. Okay, please take about 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Please ask. Okay, now let's proceed. Now, let's do a few questions from the revision test papers, November 2019. Okay, so the Indian Contracts Act 1872. Define an offer, explain the essentials of a valid offer. How an offer is different from an invitation to offer. So there are three parts to this question. First one is define an offer. Second is explain the essentials of a valid offer and how an offer is different from an invitation to offer. Okay, that's your question. So let's look at the answer. The definition. The word proposal and offer are used interchangeably and it is defined under section 2A of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 as when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view of obtaining his assent of that other to such act or abstinence. He said to make a proposal. So basically a proposal is made to a person with the view to get his approval on doing that act or not doing the act. The essentials of an offer are the offer must be capable of creating legal relation. The offer must be certain, definite, and not vague. The offer must be communicated, and the offer must be made with a view to obtaining the assent of the other party. So let's look at one by one. So first one is the offer should be capable of creating a legal relation. Now, for that, normally it is done in writing, because once a offer is in writing, then it becomes more easy for it to create a legal relation rather than it being oral. And of course, an offer should be in such a way that if the other person says yes, he's bound by that, by his promise, and then a legal relation is created. Okay. Okay, and second one is must be certain, definite, and not vague. So please remember, a proposal should be certain. It should be very clear. I offer something to you for rupees 100. Now that is not a valid offer, right? Our offer should be, what is that something? The something should be clear, definite, and not vague. Obviously, then the offer should be communicated. The offer should be communicated to the person to whom it is being made. If it is not communicated to the person to whom it is being made, it is of no use. All right, because the person to whom it is made, only if he gives his assent to that, then an offer is said to be accepted. The last one is must be made with a view of obtaining the assent of the other party. So an offer is like a question. Would you like to buy this thing for rupees 100? Then it is if the other person says yes, then it is the offer is accepted and the proposal is accepted and the contract is made. All right, but it should not just be a statement that I am willing to sell this at 100. That's not an offer. All right, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Please take about 2 more minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Take another 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask me. Hmm. Okay. Now the next one is it may be conditional. Okay, so you can also make a conditional offer. Then the offer should not contain a term, the non-acceptance of which would amount to acceptance. Okay, so it should not be implied. It should be something that is very certain and not vague. It may be a general offer or a public or specific offer. General offer is made to people at large. A specific offer is made to a particular person. May be expressed or implied, and a statement of price is not an offer, that this particular car costs rupees 2 lakhs. That's not an offer. The offer would be, would you like to buy the car for rupees 2 lakhs? That's an offer, so that the other person, if he says yes or no, it can, the appropriate action can be taken. Now, offer and invitation to an offer. In terms of section 2A of the act, an offer is the final expression of willingness by the offerer to be bound by the offer should the other party choose to accept it. On the other hand, offers made with the intention to negotiate or offers to receive offers are known as invitation to offer. Thus, where a party, without expressing his final willingness, proposes certain terms on which he is willing to negotiate, he does not make an offer but only invites the other person to make an offer on those terms. Hence, the only thing that is required is the willingness of the offeree to abide by the terms of offer. So now if we look at the difference between an offer and an invitation to offer, an offer is such that once it's made to another person and if he says yes, then the offer is done. All right. Whereas an invitation to offer is where a person is trying to negotiate or trying to get offers for his sale, then that is an invitation to offer. The next step for an offer is always a contract or an order contract, whereas an invitation to offer need not necessarily move to the next step. All right. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Take about 2 or 3 minutes more. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take your time. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Let me know once you're done. Take about a minute more and then we proceed. Okay, let's go to the next question. What do you understand by the term consideration? Okay, are there any circumstances under which a contract under the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872 can be without a consideration is valid? Okay, so the next question is, what do you understand by the term consideration? Are there any circumstances under which a contract under the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872 without consideration is valid? Okay, so now the question asked us is, what do you mean by consideration? And is there any circumstances under the Indian Contracts Act 1872 where a contract without a consideration is valid? So this is what we need to answer. This is a revision test paper November 2019 question. Okay, so let's go on with the answer. Meaning of consideration. The expression consideration in general means the price paid for a obligation according to section 2D of the Indian Contracts Act 1872, when at the desire of the promiser, the promisee or any other person has done or abstained from doing, or does or abstains from doing, or promises to do or abstains from or abstain from doing something, such an act or abstinence or promise is called consideration for the promise. Thus, on analyzing the above definition, the following ingredients are essential in understanding the meaning of the term consideration. Firstly, it is an act, that is doing something. Secondly, it is an abstinence or forbearance, that is abstaining or refraining from doing something. And third is a return promise. Alright, now please remember, in a contract there has to be a consideration. That means some money paid, either it could be amount paid, or it could be a promise, or it could be an act. Alright, it not need necessarily be a money itself. So consideration means it's either doing an act or not doing an act in return for something is known as consideration. Okay, so on analyzing the above definition, the following ingredients are essential in understanding the meaning of the term consideration. That is an act that is doing something. It is also an act of not doing something, and a return promise. All right, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this slide, and then we proceed. Any questions? Please ask me. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions? Please ask me. Take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we continue. Any questions? Please ask me. Take another 2 minutes. Any questions? Please ask me. Any questions? Please ask. Take another 2 minutes. Take another minute. So here we've seen the meaning of consideration. All right. We will continue after a minute. Any questions? Please ask me. All right, we're almost there. All right. The general rule is that an agreement made without consideration is void, but sections 25 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 provides for exceptions to this rule where an agreement without consideration is valid. These are, okay, so the following are the agreements without consideration that are considered valid. Agreement out of natural love and affection, section 25(1), where an agreement is expressed in writing and registered under law for time being in force for the registration of documents and is made on account of natural love and affection between the parties standing in near relation to each other. The agreement is enforceable even though the consideration is absent. So the first one is when it's made out of natural love and affection, when there is an agreement between family members and it is also registered, then in that case the agreement is enforceable even though there is no consideration. Point number one. Point number two, compensation for past voluntary service. A promise to compensate wholly or in part a person who has already voluntarily done something for the promiser is enforceable even without consideration. So if something has been done in the past and you make a promise to compensate that in the future, then that is a agreement without a consideration and it is considered as valid. Third, promise to pay a time barred debt. The agreement is valid provided it is made in writing and is signed by the debtor or his agent, authorized agent on their behalf. Now, see, this thing is a point on Limitation Act. Now, please remember there is a limit within which you need to take action, legal action against any offense. So, if there is any money that you had to receive from someone, and within the period, I think normally it's about 3 years. Within 3 years, if you do not claim that, then it becomes a time barred debt. That means after 3 years, you cannot take any legal action on that. So, if a person agrees to repay someone a time barred debt, then that becomes an agreement or a contract without consideration because he's not really supposed to do so, but he's doing it. So that becomes a contract without consideration. Last one, completed gift as per explanation 1 to section 25. Nothing in section 25 shall affect the validity as between donor and donee or any gift actually made. Thus, gifts do not require any consideration. So this is for a gift, okay, a completed gift. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions, please ask me. Take another 2 more minutes. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Take another minute, then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Okay, so these are the agreements that are valid without a valid consideration. Now 30 seconds and then we proceed. Okay, let's go to the next question. A sends an offer to B to sell his second-hand car for rupees 1,40,000 with a condition that if B does not reply within a week, he shall treat the offer as accepted. Is A correct in his proposition? What shall be the position if B communicates his acceptance after 1 week? Okay, so A sends an offer to B and tells him that I want to sell this car for 1,40,000. And if he also says that if in 1 week's time B does not reply, he will assume that he has accepted his proposal. Okay, now what will be the condition if B communicates his acceptance after 1 week? Okay, so let's look at the answer. An acceptance to an offer cannot be implied merely from the silence of the offeree, even if it is expressly stated in the offer itself, unless the offeree has by his previous conduct indicated his silence amounting to acceptance. It cannot be taken as a valid acceptance. So in the given problem, if B remains silent, it does not amount to acceptance. The acceptance must be made within the time limit prescribed by the offer. The acceptance of an offer after the time prescribed by the offer has lapsed will not avail to turn the offer into a contract. All right, so now see, there are a lot of things in this. Now the mere silence, now the person making the offer cannot really put a statement saying that in case you do not reply within a week, then I will assume it is accepted. No, he can give the time period within which it can be accepted, but he cannot assume things unless and until the buyer has in the past demonstrated to him that his silence amounts to acceptance. All right, so that way whatever A has given offer to B, that in case within a week you do not accept it or you do not reply, then I will take it as a valid acceptance, is invalid. Also, the second part of the question, if B accepts it after a period of 1 week, it will still not be valid because he is supposed to give his acceptance within a week. So any acceptance he is given after the time period is gone is not valid, and it cannot avail to turn the offer into a contract. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Kindly go through this, take 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Two more minutes. Any questions whatsoever on this, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? In case you have any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Okay, in case you have no questions, we will be ending this session with this, and we will continue at 7:30 p.m. today, where we will discuss some more questions on revision test papers. All right. So have a nice evening, and I will see you in the next session at 7:30 p.m. today. Thank you so much. Take care.